Welcome to another month of romance video. So today we're going to talk about the difference between a romance novel and a love story. Now, I often hear people use these two phrases or terms interchangeably. They are not the same thing. So a love story is a tale of lovers. A piece of fiction that narrates a chain of related events around love. Whereas a romance novel, I'm going to read you a definition right now, is a work of exhaustive prose fiction with a theme of love. According to the Romance Writers of America, who have their own shit to deal with, a romance novel must have a central focus of the development of a romantic relationship between two people. The number can actually vary. The other criteria for a romance novel is that it must have an emotional through line and build to an optimistic conclusion. Most important of all, the stories have a happy ending. I cannot emphasize this enough. The happy ending, that optimistic conclusion, is the most important difference between these two terms and these two types of stories. Both may feature a growing relationship and love between two or more people, but a romance novel promises a happy ending. When you are writing a romance novel, you are entering into a contract with the reader that your story will in fact have a happy ending. The people in your story in this relationship, they will not be killed, separated, or permanently harmed. Separatedly harmed. They can be physically harmed and have permanent ramifications for that. That's cool. That's fine. But they cannot be permanently separated at the conclusion of your story. The conclusion of your book, if it's part of a longer series, that's fine. I don't personally like it, but it's fine. But not at the conclusion of your series, the conclusion of their whole romantic story arc. This is a huge reason why people choose to read romance novels, and that is why I say it is a contract. If you are an author, you cannot throw out the term romance novel willy-nilly and then like kill a character at the end. You cannot Nicholas Sparks your way through this thing and then get mad if readers get mad when you called it a romance novel. People read romance novels because they like to know that there's a happy ending, that there's a light at the end of that tunnel, that there is something that you are working for, that there is some moment of optimism and hope at the end of the day. Nicholas Sparks, I already name dropped him, is somebody who is a great example who writes love stories, not romance novels. Now, I have not read every Nicholas Sparks book, but the two that I have specifically read, I may have read a third one that I don't remember very well, but the two I have read, one of the love interests died. That is not a romance. He does write love stories. Now, your characters don't have to die or be separated in a love story. This is kind of like a all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares situation here. So all romances are love stories, but not all love stories are romances. So like I was saying before, this is such an important distinction, especially for writers, so you're not setting unrealistic expectations for your readers, so that they're not getting what they didn't ask for and they didn't bargain for in your story. When you classify something as a romance novel, you are setting up certain expectations for your readership. So that is the difference between a romance novel and a love story. It is a fairly minor yet not minor difference. Are you bothered when people use these two terms interchangeably like me? Am I just too sensitive and dramatic? Probably, but there'll be more of that later in the series. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye!